Will you please tell us, Mr. Putin, why exactly what made you to invade Ukraine? You know, invading a sovereign country is against international law. So please tell us, Mr. Putin, what happened exactly. As you see, the situation right now in Ukraine is very devastating. And why?
Thank you very much, Mr. Joe Biden. As you already know, Russia is a very tough country in military, and as right now we are seeing the current situation in Russia, things are not as good. We are experiencing some economic challenges, but as the Russian government has said, war is bad, but it means Mr. Putin was said that the war must continue. But currently, the situation in Ukraine is really happening because of some my bad heart that made me to invade this sovereign country. So, Mr. Joe Biden, I want to regret very much because right now, currently, you see, for example, Mariupol is experiencing a lot of devastation and a lot of horror. But Kiev is not that good for me because I've actually failed to conquer Ukraine in Kiev. But right now, I'm trying to think that this war must end. But it's no, for a man to end the war, it's not something very easy.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Putin. As you know, we want to know that exactly if you see the situation in Mariupol is very devastating. A lot of people have been killed, and as part of now, we, as the international community, we're fighting all the best to see that this war ends. So, Mr. Putin, are you ready to stand charges in the international court to answer the cases of manslaughter, the cases of displacement, and other evil activities that your country has made in Ukraine?
I know that the war is very bad. Fighting other country around the world is not something good. But currently, the Russian government, I know, is trying to push me to stop the war. But the war must stop. But you see, the Russian government has lost a lot of casualties. We have lost a lot of humanities. We have lost a lot of soldiers in the Ukraine war. We didn't expect this war to go that long. But the Ukraine has made our country to lose some very big and special armies in the battleground. The battleground has made us to lose our greatest battleship like the Morskov. So currently we are trying to sue. We are trying to look for ways of trying away from the Ukraine. This Ukraine war has made us terrible. It has made us to lose a lot of aircraft. You see currently our MiG-29 aircraft, our MiG-29 jet fighters is not moving in the Ukraine territory. And you see the Scud missile that we are trying to launch to Ukraine government. The Ukraine government is trying to trap those missiles. So currently we are looking for ways of stopping the war.
Mr. Putin, currently we've not seen you smiling for quite some time. What happened in your life that nowadays you don't smile at all? So tell us, Mr. Putin, exactly what happened.
Mr. Biden, the war in the Ukraine was not moving exactly the way we planned. The war has made us to lose a lot. Our Morskov battleship has lost. Our aircraft MiG-29 has lost. So right now everything is eating our country. Our country is being isolated. But we are trying to look for a way of running from this battle.
Mr. Putin, you've been threatening the world about consequences that is not known. So what are these unconditional consequences? What are these unknown consequences that we are trying to threaten anybody that is trying to interfere with the war in Ukraine?
The consequences that I was trying to threaten the war with was about the anybody that was trying to interfere my activities in Ukraine. Ukraine is a very rich country which I wanted to invade and take away its land. But currently, it's the situation I can't take now the land of Ukraine simply because the Ukraine army is trying to look more superior against the Russian army. So you see, the consequences that I was trying to threaten the world with It's no more now. The Russian seems it's running away now. We are being terroristed.
Mr. Putin, you've been exporting a lot of oil to Europe and other countries around the world. So currently you see the world is facing a lot of economic challenges because of oil crisis. So do you think that you are going to keep on supplying oil to other countries around the world?
Thank you so very much, Mr. President. The Russian oil is been supporting a lot of the world recently for economic. So currently you see the empower that the world is trying to bring to our life. We can't continue in exporting this oil. So we are trying to play with the world that please whatever we have done to Ukraine government, but we keep on forgive the death and earth destruction that we have done to the world. Let us forgive.
Mr. Putin, you see your army has been killing a lot of civilians in Ukraine. And as you all know, that according to the international laws, killing of human beings and killing of civilians, innocent civilians, is something which is against the world and is against international laws. So do you think that whatever you're doing is good?
Mr. Joe Biden, I really regret a lot for the loss of life in Ukraine. But my government, after this war, my government is going to face some consequences that have been threatening the war with. We are trying to look for how we are going to compensate the families that we've killed in Ukraine.
Mr. Putin, recently you tested an intercontinental missile called Saturn. You know that is a threat to the world and the universe has lot.
That mistake or certain that we tested the other time is a regret to the whole world, but it disappeared right to their space. But the satanic missile test is against, no, it's against international rules. But the war should stop, and we are thinking that this test must stop because we want to save the human being.
So, Mr. Putin, what can we offer you for breakfast today? We have potatoes around and we have some tomatoes around. What do you like to prefer to take?
Mr. Parent, I cannot eat anything right now simply because I have a lot of worries because of the war. The war has made a lot of worries in me. I can't eat anything, can't drink anything, Mr. Putin. I know I, as Mr. Putin, I've been facing a lot of challenges because of the war. Things never went as I expected.
Mr. Putin,